Thank you everyone for joining in today. Greetings from Business Information Solutions. I'm Joshua Brown. I'll be kicking us off this afternoon on a webinar hosted by the Biloxi Bay Area Chamber and my good friend Tina over there. The title of this webinar is How to Get Your Business Booming Again After the Quarantine. I just want to go ahead and let everyone know that we will have your mics on mute throughout this webinar. But if you have a question, please feel free to enter your question into the chat, and we will be stopping along the way to answer your questions as we go along. As we begin here, I will give you a little introduction as to who I am. I'm the marketing consultant for BIS Designs, and I work diligently with small businesses along the Gulf Coast with all of their business needs. I am a native of Baldwin County, Alabama, yay, yay. And I was graduated from the University of South Alabama, where I majored in marketing and I had a minor in business management. And I do a lot of volunteer services and community services just to help empower our communities, our local communities and our local economy, and uplifting other young people. Also onto this webinar, another host who will be speaking today is Miss KENLEY Sweet. KENLEY, do you want to introduce yourself, or would you like me to just go ahead and go for it?
You can go for it.
Yes, KENLEY Sweet is our social media manager. She provides very effective digital marketing strategies for local businesses across the Gulf Coast. As you know, our territory is between Gulf Breeze, Florida, all the way to Gulfport, Mississippi. And we love the Gulf Coast, and I know KENLEY does too. She works with over 20 social media clients along the Gulf Coast. And she's previously handled over 50 plus social media clients locally and nationally. And she also studied communication and marketing at the University of South Alabama. Go Jags. So, KENLEY, you want to say hello again?
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in with us.
All righty. So, and once again, thank you all for joining in with us as we begin this webinar of how to get your business booming after the quarantine. And to kick us off, the state of the coronavirus for small to mid-sized businesses in the U.S. More than half of small to medium-sized businesses that shut down say that they won't be able to rehire some of the workers the same workers that they had, according to a survey compiled by Facebook. And you know, this is just insights on where we're at with this COVID-19 pandemic. Just thinking about that, you know, if you've laid off people, if you these people that you laid off, and now you're looking at reopening, and you won't be able to hire some of these people. They won't be able to support their family because that's the strain that this pandemic has brought on some businesses. And about a third of closed businesses that were surveyed say that they don't even expect to reopen, with many of them citing a inability to pay their bills or pay rent. I know over here, for just a little testimonial, in the Baldwin County market, there are 3 key restaurants that will not be opening back up after this pandemic is over. They have closed permanently now. And I had 2 of them I used to frequent quite often. It's just a strain, again, that this COVID-19 virus has put on a lot of our small to mid-sized businesses. And then more than half of the businesses that were surveyed are increasingly interacting with their customers online. And that's what we'll be covering throughout this webinar, of how you're going to be able to get in contact with your customers, your clients that you had before the pandemic, and how you're going to reach that new market that is out there. How will you get to them? Those are the questions that we're going to be addressing, and showing you different avenues via digital marketing of how you will get there. And so as we begin, I got a little funny slide I want to kind of show you here. Is that What should you do to let businesses know, let people know that you are back in business? And we got a little funny Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson from the movie Zoolander. I don't know if everybody remembers that or not, but we're going to be covering, and I'm going to go ahead and let Kenley kick us off with it. What should you do to let people know that you are back in business? And Kenley, if you want to go ahead.
Yes, of course. So, one of the first, there are many different things you can be doing online to let your clients, your customers know kind of an update on what's going on with your business. Right now, there are so many different regulations that businesses are implementing, limited hours, maybe different adjustments that everyone's really having to make to their businesses. And so I want to go over just some avenues where you can showcase your updated hours that you may be having. If it's limited, if you're going to be closed on the weekends, there are some really great tools online that'll let your audience and your clients know. So first is Google My Business. So that is going to be right on Google. It's your listing that you should have set up, and if you don't, it's actually free to set up. It's a great tool for people to figure out what your hours are, your website. It's a great tool for your audience that you want to make sure that you utilize. So on here, you can see that you can adjust your hours very easily when you go to your Google My Business listing. And actually, right now, Google and Facebook as well have been really good about jumping ahead of all of the issues and the problems that they know local and national businesses are going to be struggling with. So they actually have a section specifically for COVID-19, and there on that section for Google, you can put your adjusted hours of operation. So if you're closing early, if you're not open on the weekends, if your services are limited, you can actually go on there and you can adjust that. And if the COVID-19 section, so it's completely related to that, if your business is going to be temporarily closed, there's an option for that as well. And if there's extra services that you're offering, for instance, you normally don't offer delivery, but during this time you do, you can adjust that on Facebook and on Google, actually. So it's a really, really good tool that they have very quickly implemented on Google and Facebook. They did a really great job of giving small businesses really the most capability to get their adjustments out to their future customers, because the last thing you want is for your customers, your potential clients, to not know what your hours are going to be. So you want to make sure that it's clear and concise. So that would be the first thing you want to do, is update those hours.
Yes, because speaking from me personally, when I look at restaurants that I want to go invest in during this pandemic, I'm looking at their Google profile and saying, okay, are they open? Have they updated their Google profile and show the hours that they've adjusted to? Just as fast as Google has added this feature, needs to be as fast as business owners make those edits and put that information out there for their customers, because they're definitely searching out there on Google to see, okay, I don't want to cook today. I need to pick this up from the store for my kids or so is this store open? And then as we go into that, notifying them, are you open? You also go into making a post on social media. As Kenley, you're such an expert with social media. So
yes, so that is our second tip, is utilizing your social media platforms. Social media is such a great aspect of marketing because most of the tools on social media are free. So making sure that you are making a post on social media, just announcing that you're open, maybe some adjustments that have been made because of COVID-19, utilizing stories as well. So on Instagram, it is very big. You can even just take the post you made and you can share it on your stories, because really you want to reach the maximum amount of people you can. So utilizing those free tools on social media is going to be critical for your business. And also it allows people to share them. A lot of people are taking their posts that they're making and sharing them into some local groups. I know over here there has been a ton of groups that have been created supporting small businesses, local businesses. So making sure you're updating your social media channels and utilizing the stories is very important, because there is going to be a segment of your market, really no matter what age your target audience is, that uses social media. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy, nothing too crazy or graphic design but just making sure that you utilize the opportunity to reach those people on social media.
Exactly. Because if we thought that we were in our phones a lot before COVID-19 happened in normal times during Christmas and January, when we were supposed to be spending time with our family, we've definitely dove into our phones now. And social media of our ways of connecting with people and constantly getting information. So as business owners, you want to make sure that you're putting out up-to-date posts on your social medias, but not just there. We've covered the Google My Business profile of updating your hours and then making posts on social media and to your stories. But also, you will like to make sure you send out an email. Kenley, if you want to take that over.
Yeah. So some of the businesses, some of you guys may have, email marketing set up in your marketing strategy. And also a lot of platforms, there are a lot of options for email marketing that are very inexpensive. But email is another great way to reach your audience. For example, if you are someone who offers, it may not be a restaurant, but if you're someone who offers like a nail salon, let's say, or maybe what's another good example? Goodness. A nail salon, a hair salon, one of those, someone that captures the emails of people, utilizing those emails of that you have for your current customers is great, because, you already have their email, you captured it, but go ahead and let them know, that you're open now. There are some adjustments that you may have made to your business, some services that may be limited, or some that you are going to be offering now. So utilize the email platform to reach those customers that you probably already have and that you have developed a relationship with already.
Awesome. Yeah, just using that email to those customers that you already have, they're waiting to hear from you. That's what we've learned based off of the data. They are waiting to hear from you, and they're waiting to say, okay, I can go in, I can pick up curbside, I can do takeout, I can actually go in and shop for an hour or two. But let's move on back to social media. Of another way of just getting that excitement and getting that information out there is going live on Facebook or LinkedIn.
Yeah. So on LinkedIn, you can actually go live as well. So if you are a business who already implements LinkedIn for their social media strategy, for their marketing for social media, you can go live on LinkedIn. If you are business to business, your main clientele is other businesses, LinkedIn may be a great option for you. But Facebook, I'm sure most of you have a Facebook page set up for your business. Going live is great. It's very personable, first of all, which is what people love. They want to see whether it's the owners, you guys who own the businesses, just kind of going over your new adjustments you may be making, maybe re-promoting some services that you had before the quarantine happened. Going live is great. It really is a way for you to interact with your audience as well, because when you're live on Facebook, people can actually ask questions. So when they're tuned in, they can actually type in, ask you questions directly, and you're able to answer any questions that maybe you didn't think to cover whenever you guys were developing what you were going to talk about. So utilize that Facebook Live. It's great, and a lot of times whenever businesses go live on Facebook, it'll notify your followers. So if you are someone that has a strong amount of followers and they rely heavily on social media, that going live on Facebook is a great option for you, because it will notify most of the people that follow your page that you are live, and most likely they're going to tune in, because like Josh said, I think there was a statistic from Verizon that 40% of people are more than 40% are more active on their cell phones now because of the quarantine that happened. So going live on Facebook is definitely, and on LinkedIn is definitely another great tool on social media. So now let's talk about social media engagement campaigns. So after the quarantine, since it's kind of coming to an end in most states and most cities, it's time to kind of use social media to re-engage with your audience. So it is a very important strategy to add to your marketing strategy that you may currently have in place. So some ways that you can engage with your audience and also grow your audience on your social media channels is by doing a giveaway. So the first thing you do is you post your giveaway on Instagram and Facebook. If you only use Facebook, you only have to post it on there. So the first thing you can do is you post a giveaway, and for the giveaway, really it can be anything from a gift card would be a great thing to give away. Maybe something that is going to help the community, is going to help your customers in this difficult time, because so many people right now are struggling. So it could be something as simple as a gift card, or something that people are going to want to use and that they're going to need. So once you post that giveaway, most of the time people will share it, because you can do giveaways as tagging someone in the comments or sharing the giveaway. So it creates great engagement. But to add to that, you can boost the post. So on Facebook, if you're not already familiar with boosted posts, every time you make a post on your business page, there is a boost post option, and you can actually utilize that and hit your target audience that you want to target. For instance, if you have an audience of only people that are above the age of 25, you can actually select the city as well that you want to target. So if you're a local business that only does things in person, you can put what cities you want to target, and then you can also select some interests that your target audience is interested in. And it's crazy the amount of things that you can select when you boost a post to make sure that you're growing your audience and that you're spending money with the right customer, with your target audience. So after you boost that post, depending on how much money you spend, it can reach up to 10,000 people. So that really increases your engagement and increases your following as well. So after you boost the post, then you'll announce the winner. So you can announce the winner either by making a new post or commenting on the one that you already made the giveaway for. And so you'll announce the winner, and that's the third step. And then the fourth step, you will send everybody that comments on it a coupon. So this is a great strategy that not a lot of businesses think about, but you actually do have the ability to message people from your business page you can message them and send them some type of coupon. For instance, we say here a 10% coupon. So that entices not just the winner, but everybody who participated. It entices them to come to your business, whether it's online, you know, a product, service. It entices them to use you, and hopefully in return, it will increase your ROI. So engagement campaigns are a really great idea, and they're very simple. And then step number 5, we'll run a coupon. You want to run a coupon, like I said, for people who have engaged with you. So whether it's 10% off or just a dollar amount, $5 off, people love coupons, and it really does entice people to come to your business or use your product and service when they feel like they're getting something from you.
And Kenley, could you just elaborate more on that social media offer / coupon there for us?
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the giveaway. So on the other hand, with social media, another great tool that you can use is an offer. So instead of running a giveaway, or you could obviously, of course, do both. But if you wanted to just do a special offer for your social media followers, let's say it's, for example, here, one of our clients, they're running a $50 off. They're an HVAC company. So on your social media business pages, you actually have the option to create an offer. It's going to be on the top of your page, and all you have to do is come up with a simple image that reflects the offer or your business, and you can actually, you put the details for your coupon or offer. You can put an end date of when it expires, and you can either put the coupon for in-store only or online. So for instance, if you are a retail store or you own a boutique or a coffee shop, you can have it to where they can redeem your coupon online, or you can do both. If you have online services and you offer things online and in person, you can do both. And the really great thing about the offer on Facebook, the offer section in the tool, is that people can actually save the offers. So what it'll do, Facebook, you'll save the offer on your phone, your potential customers and your clients, and then it notifies them. Randomly and sporadically, it'll notify you that you have unclaimed offers or you have saved offers that are about to expire. So it is a really great tool to use.
Awesome. Now, a question I get a lot, Kenley, is, does direct mail really work? For, I have a client that she's an upholstery, and she was like, well, I don't have a Facebook and I don't have these other things, but what about direct mail? I send out mailers and whatnot. And what is your input on that, Kenley?
Yep. So to jump off real quick, I think we had a question come in.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and see this one real quick.
Questions.
Okay. So as Miriam said, can you show us where on Facebook to do this via screen? So right now, are we able to do that, Josh? Right now, I don't think we can hop off of the presentation, Miriam, but what we can do is we can either send you an email.
Yeah. Well, if she wants, I can schedule a time with Miriam and just go through that step by step of how to do that on Facebook.
Yes, of course. Yes. So we can definitely do that because that'll make it a lot easier for you to see. We don't mind doing that. So if any of you guys want us to walk you through and Josh to walk you through how to set up the offer, we'd be glad to do that.
Yes, we're happy to do it. We can do it via Zoom or over the phone or go to meetings or in person.
Awesome. Okie dokie. Hopping back in. So direct mail. So a lot of people do have, stipulations against direct mail. And if it's a thing of the past, does it work? How many people are doing it now? How effective is it? But really, I think on the next slide, we'll go over how many people right now. So since 2001, the mailing volumes have decreased by 43%. So they have significantly decreased in the last 20 years. But why is that so good? Because it gives you a chance to shine. Because
Yes.
less people are using direct mail. It gives you a chance to overcome your competitors who are not using direct mail in their marketing strategy.
Mm-hmm. You get to stand out. I mean, just think about it. If 43% of all businesses over the last 19 years have stopped or decreased their amount of mailers or letters they're sending out directly to their clients or their prospective clients or customers' homes, and if you in 2020 are still sending or begin to send them out, when I go to the mailbox, I look at everything that's there. Now, there are some things that kind of get thrown to the wind, let's be real. But if it's something that is catchy, that has caught my attention, if it has a nice image on it, if it has some literature, some words that stand out, that have a sale or a call to action, that, hey, this is something that I'm very interested in. That mailer with the 43% decrease of people who are sending them out, and now here we are in 2020, and you're sending that mail or that letter home to them, that is going to get into their hands. They're going to see it. They're going to read it. Better ROI, your return on your investment, because these people are getting it into their hands. So then you just have to calculate what is your return on your investment. But as we move, let's go into some tips about direct mail and letters, tips on those.
Yes. So with direct mail, to kind of stand out, you're going to want to add a stamp. I know a lot of envelopes already have stamps that can be implemented on the envelope, but add a stamp to the envelope. Add a letterhead. So, for example, here you can see, Josh, if you click a couple, there we go. You can see over on the left that there is a letterhead, so that lets people know directly who this is coming from. And I know most of you guys have a logo, so you can use your logo there, whatever you would choose, but it customizes it, and people know that it's coming from you. There's no question about that. You can use the manila envelopes. They stand out more than your traditional white envelopes. If you hand address them, people are more likely to open it up. I can't tell you how many times I get stuff, junk mail, and I know it's nothing important because it's not handwritten. So I know that it was just delivered to normally everyone in the United States. So people are more likely to open up your mail and read more about what's inside of it if it's hand addressed.
And then there are postcards,
Yes. So postcards are one of the most popular types of direct mail options and mailers, as we call them. So when you develop a postcard, you want it to have an eye-catching image. You want it to have something that represents your business, but something that's going to catch your consumers' eyes. If you have just boring writing all over it, let's say, and you don't have any images, people are less likely to read your postcards and see what you have to offer. And the main goal of mailers and postcards is because you want people to read about your business. You want people to use, for instance, here, a coupon. So that is another great thing to include on your postcards that you send out if you choose to do direct mail. On postcards, you can actually add the coupon to the back, and in addition to that, you can add a customized code. So, for instance, every mailer, let's say there is a code that you want to offer to people that are only using your postcards, you can include that. And the great part of having a code is so that you can measure your marketing efforts. For instance, if 40 people use your coupon code that was on your postcard, you know how much money you made off of your postcards and your direct mail marketing strategy. So it is a great way to measure your marketing effort to see how well and how effective it's working for your business.
Yes. And then as we talk about direct mails and those tips right there, there's another avenue that has been explored since this COVID-19 pandemic has ensued, and that is finding new ways to deliver products and services to their customers and their clients. And right here is a good time to talk about all the different avenues that you see of many businesses offering curbside pickup, or the restaurants offering curbside to go orders, and all those different kinds of business models that they showed. KENLEY, are there any particular ones that stick out to you that you'd like to go over?
Yes, there is a variety of different ways that you can repurpose your products and services. And I think it's very important to take this COVID-19 as a lesson. So all of these people that may be repurposing their services, you know, it's very important to remember, just like we thought, you know, 3 or 4 months ago when all this started, is this could happen again. Something like this
Yes.
is always possible. So it's very important to, you know, to try and strategize how you can deliver your products and services in a new way to your customers.
Yes, because, you know, we didn't think that this virus would last and have this big of an impact. And what we're finding out is we're able to come up with different creative ways to reach our customer base. And KENLEY, here are some of the ones right here, the online and to-go orders. As we see, Moe's Original Barbecue has beer to go. I know a lot of people just got very happy about that.
Yeah.
And Big Daddy's Grill, you know, they're offering those curbside, you know, to-go orders. They're still able to reach their customer base. And if you adapt some of these business models to your business, just think about in the future. Okay, now that this pandemic has hit me and I've had to go to solely to-go orders or solely curbside pickup, as I go to the next slide to show you some curbside pickups for retail, how much more of the market will I be able to acquire and continue to acquire? By now I'm making so much revenue with just the curbside and to-go orders, and now I have people coming in at the same time. Like, KENLEY?
Yes. Yeah. So one of the biggest, you know, to back it up a little bit about the online orders for restaurants, one of the biggest things we've seen in the restaurant industry especially is how fast and efficiently these businesses were able to put together a business plan to be able to serve their customers without having indoor seating and with it being to go. So there are a lot of ways that you can utilize the online ordering. Probably for the next couple months, online orders and to-go orders and curbside pickups are still going to be very, very prevalent in most people's strategies. And I've seen a lot of businesses that have thrived off of doing that. And then to jump into the retail. So these are some major stores that are doing curbside pickup. I know I went and drove past Ulta, which is the beauty store, and they're doing curbside pickup right now. So you place your orders online and you can go and they'll bring it right to your car. So it really shows also that you take your client, your customers, and your potential customers, that you care about their safety, but you also are being extremely efficient with how you're doing business. And adding curbside pickup for retail stores is a great additive to
Yes.
To what you're doing right now.
And you know, I found myself having a lot of at-home projects. And so the Home Depot and Lowe's, being able to just order that 2x4 that I want, or the windows, or whatever cleaning supplies I need for the outdoors or garden, and just come by and pick it up. That was, I mean, I think I'm going to continue using that service myself. And as we
Yeah.
continue to talk about that, it's also those at-home kits that retail stores can sell to their customers. I know, Kenley, you've probably had some direct experience with this one.
Yeah. Yes. So this is a really fun one. At-home kits is a really big aspect of your business that you can add if you are doing, for example, here, there is the hat that you can knit. So you purchase the video and then you learn how to knit a hat. People right now are really looking for ways to entertain themselves at home. So if there's any way that you can repurpose your services or your products to offer at-home kits, for example, the cake pop kit, it's perfect for families. It gives them something to do. It really entertains the whole family. It's a great way, to keep bringing in money to your business, but also to offer customers something unique and fun from your business.
Oh, yes. I think I read a statistic of how online pickup has increased. I think it was like 70 some odd percent online orders, curbside pickup to go orders. And and it was, I actually like this statistic. It was by Yahoo Finance. It was like pajamas. The sale of pajamas has increased 143%. So for those here who are like, I need to find another product to sell, there's some pajamas that you can sell. But also with the at-home kits and selling things online, Kenley, as we've experienced, a lot of businesses are offering gift cards.
Yes. So gift cards is one of the best ways to add to your business, to increase people coming and using your business. So here we have Oyster House, but if you're a retailer, let's say you offer, maybe you're a plumber, no matter what business you're in, gift cards is a great add-on for your business if you aren't already offering gift cards. There are so many different ways that you can promote your gift cards. So on social media, let's say, if you let your audience know that you're offering gift cards and that you do have those, you can even mail them to them. So you don't have to have any contact with your customers. You can mail them the gift card, and it's great because they're going to come and they're going to use that gift card. So they're going to spend the money with you whenever things, maybe they open up, if your business isn't fully back up and running, those people will have that gift card to use when everything does get back to a little more normality. So gift cards is great, a great option, and they're very easy to make. I mean, just simple, and they're a great thing to add to your current marketing strategy and really to bring in some money back into your businesses.
I know everyone's probably tired of me talking about myself personally, but I have about $200 worth of gift cards that I've acquired over the last month that I am like so eager to use once I can get back to my favorite restaurants and my favorite places that I like. Just go pick up some new shoes, get some oysters. That just reminded me of it right there. But there's also, with the gift cards and for those who are fitness or educational, there are virtual classes that you can now offer. I know, Kenley, you probably have a lot of experience with a lot of our customers directly who use social media with their virtual classes.
Yes. So in addition to doing virtual classes on social media, whether it's, like we talked about earlier, you could do a Facebook Live video. There are so many platforms out there right now. Zoom is probably one of the most popular that you can do virtual classes, and it's live. But taking your service and your product and really being creative with how you can offer it not in person can be really challenging for some businesses. But virtual classes, because they're so popular right now with everything going on, I do believe that they're going to continue to be, because really it is extremely convenient for people. You can do these classes, whether it's, a workout class, an art class, any type of class. Really, it's so convenient for your consumers because they can do it while they're at home. So I really don't think that aspect of things that are happening right now, I don't think that that's really going to decrease drastically. I think people are still going to love using all of these tools that they can use while they're at home.
And, and those are the upsides to this pandemic. It has taught us that we have some resources here that we can use frequently. This next slide talks about virtual events. I'm one who's a part of multiple organizations, and just having Zoom and all Skype and all these things that we used seldomly before, whenever we can't make a meeting. Now that this pandemic has ensued upon, now we use them every week as a Zoom meeting here, a Zoom meeting here, a Skype meeting here. But these virtual events that you can tout out on your social medias, on your websites, out there on Google, put some Google ads out there about these virtual events to get your customers in and get them investing into your company. Kenley, would you give us some more insights on these virtual events?
Yeah, so virtual events are great. On Facebook, they actually have an event section. LinkedIn, most social media channels do have an event section. For instance, on the left, you can see the virtual trivia night. So that is a Facebook event. Another great example is the webinar that you're on right now. We actually set it up on Facebook as an event. So, and of course, normally we would love to be in front of you guys, but the different programs and everything that is available online, you can do so many different things and still host those events virtually, online, on Zoom, on Facebook Live. If you have a pre-recorded event, you can email it out, and using Facebook, social media, email marketing, whatever it may be to promote your event. But people, like I said, they're becoming so accustomed with the way things are virtually. We normally have luncheons in person, and the IT side and the marketing side, we actually did them online. So we did a virtual luncheon, and it went great. So it really has taught us that there are tons of different resources that we can use to kind of go virtual. But you can use these virtual events in addition to doing things in person. So continuing on and using the virtual side of things, whether it's an event or, promoting curbside pickup, it's definitely good to keep those in your strategy to be prepared for something that could happen, again, like what we're in right now.
Yes. Because I would ask myself, for everyone who's tuned into this webinar, when you look at, well, are these virtual events really that effective? Well, I have one question for you. Are you tuned into a virtual event right now? And if you are, think about your customers. If you were to put one out there for your customers, wouldn't they be tuned in as well? So we have the virtual events and the virtual classes, but they're also for those who have virtual tours, Kenley.
Yeah. So this is something that I think a lot of people didn't think would really become so popular, but virtual tours really took over, especially in I think SeaWorld was doing virtual tours. I know there were a bunch of museums, NASA, they were doing one. The Museum of Modern Art did a virtual tour. So it's really neat because people, like I said earlier, they're trying to find things to do, whether it's family friendly, really no matter what, something with their significant other, they're trying to be entertained in some way. So if you can't physically be there, and doing a virtual tour is almost just as good right now. So I am I love the virtual tours, and I've seen a couple. I want to say it was the Atlanta Zoo did a virtual tour. So it's super interesting and super neat. And it's a great way to keep people engaged with your business. So Facebook watch parties. So this is another addition to on social media that a lot of people aren't necessarily aware of. For Facebook watch parties, what happens is if you have, let's say you have a Facebook Live event. I know sometimes you'll see on the news when they go live, people will share that, and it'll say that they are hosting a Facebook watch party. So you can actually host a Facebook watch party, maybe for a video you may have, a Facebook Live video that you may be doing, and that will reach more people on social media. It's really neat because the people that share it and host a Facebook watch party, every one of their friends will see that and hopefully tune in. So it's a great way to reach your potential customers and grow that brand awareness and your following on social media. So let's jump into what to add to your website. So we talked a lot about social media. We talked about how to use social media. We talked about direct mail. So what in the world can you add to your website to really benefit your business? So a sticky bar notification or a pop-up is a great addition to your website. So like we were saying earlier, you want to utilize Google My Business, you want to utilize your Facebook profile information, and you want to post on social media about any updates you have with for your business or any new services you may be offering or limited services. But adding that to your website is also extremely important as well. So really remembering that you want to add everything to all aspects of that you use for your business is very important. So for example, here, this is a pop-up that was added to one of our client sites that announces that they do delivery. So right when their potential customers go to their website, they may be looking to see what adjustments are happening for the business. They don't have to go very far because it pops right up and tells them that they're offering delivery. So it is a great way to add that information to your website so you make sure that you're not losing any potential clients.
And Kenley, we previously talked about curbside orders and to-go orders. We know people can pay for them as they pull up to the stores, but what about the companies that they probably need to add a cart or ordering form to their website?
Yeah. So adding a cart directly on your website is a great way for your potential customers to place orders with you, whether it's a restaurant. For example, here we have a coffee shop that they sell coffee, or on the right, that's another great example. It's hot sauce. It's one of our clients who sells hot sauce. So whether you are a restaurant or you even are a retail store, having an online shopping cart is great. It's a great additive for your website. I know sometimes it may be pricier to do, or it may be more technical. So even adding an ordering form, you can do that so people can place their orders online. But they don't necessarily, you don't have to ship it or anything. But having a way for people to order on your website is extremely important, especially during these times. I know there were some restaurants personally that I would try to call to place an order with, and it was impossible to do so. So the ones that had ordering available on their website, or for instance, they used Waiter and they advertised that on their website, I was more likely to use them because people were so backed up through the phone. So it's a great thing to add to your website, whether you have a cart or if you just have a link to a third party that you use for ordering. It's a great thing to add to your website.
Yes, it is. And I know Tina and Donna were on the webinar today, and I'm going to have to get both of those wonderful ladies some of that moonshine hot sauce that one of our clients makes right there. It is. So I want to take this time to thank everyone for joining in to our webinar. And if there was something throughout this webinar that intrigued you, please feel free to email us at events@askbis.com. And we would be happy to answer your questions further or go over and show you how to do some of these things, like the creating coupons and discount codes on Facebook. We want to help all small to mid-sized businesses throughout the Gulf Coast, because together we are much stronger than we are as divided. And if we have some information, some insights for you, we want to make sure that we provide that to you, and vice versa. And I want to thank the Biloxi Bay Area Chamber for hosting this webinar for us today. I met Tina and Donna a couple of months ago, and they've been awesome and very gracious to still put up with me. But I know they love all of us here at BIS. And Kenley, did you want to say any last remarks?
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If y'all, like Josh said, if y'all have any questions, we are here to help. We would love to help you guys set up anything that we discuss or give you more information or answer your questions. And I would love to get to know all of you guys.
Oh, yes. We would love to get to know all of you. And, I've been telling everybody right now is the perfect opportunity to invest in your business and re-strategize on different marketing avenues and different business models that are for your business. And we're also offering marketing strategy sessions or business consultations where we'll sit down for 45 minutes, an hour, or however long you need, and just go over some things just to see what is best for your business coming out of this pandemic, because we may not be going to normal life, we're going to a better life, because we're going to have some different techniques to really capture the market for all businesses. Once again, thank you all for joining in. I hope you have a wonderful day and happy Memorial Day weekend that we're about to have.
Yes. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.